So let's talk about logical functions. A lot of people have issues with understanding Boolean logic. So there are built-in logic functions within Excel that you can use to do ands and ors. The advice I always give if you're trying to figure out whether you're doing an and or an or is, if you were to say it out loud, what would you say? If you're talking about you want something to be a dog or a cat, or do you want something to be a dog and a cat? Those are completely different. So whenever you're trying to do any logic, replace the parts of the logic string with something like dog and cat and say, does that make sense? So we have and, or, if, and if error. So I've got three different values. I've got true, false, true, just to give us the ability. So if I say and A1 and C1, so if it's, that means both A1 and C1 need to be true, so it gives me true. If I say and A1 and B1, since they both have to be equal, then it's false. So it just, this demonstrates the and is everything. And once again, you can have multiple logic tests in there, up to 255 logic tests. So if you've got, it has to be A and B and C and D and E and F and G, and if any of those is missing, then it's a false. You can use this up to 255 different tests. Then or, you can do a range as well. So I'm saying as long as anything from A to C is true, then this entire function is true. And the way you do ranges when you're editing it is you highlight the range, or you just use the colon, and that puts a range in place. Then we've got an if test. So if A1, if it's true, then give me A4. Otherwise, give me dog. So it validated, it went, okay, A1 is true, dog. Okay, now if I change this to A2, now it says dog instead of function. So if gives you the ability to say which of these is it, and you can have ifs buried within ifs buried within ifs. If error is very similar to that, and it says if whatever you did returns an error, what do you want me to give instead of what you did? So you can say, and I'll show you an example of that later, value not found or whatever, instead of having it show NA or ref, those really awkward looking results. And not, basically, it's Boolean does the opposite of it. So if it was true, it makes it false. If it's false, it makes it true.